I'm going to start. This is for the audio focus blur video assignment for grade 11 Comtech. And click on new project. I made a folder already, but if you didn't, you can just click. Press Command cursor key up. I made a folder called this, and I'll save it there. I'll name the file the same. Focus blur. Command A, copy it, because I'm going to do that again in a second. And I'll paste that again because save some time. I have this setting here. It doesn't matter. You can always change it with the feature that Premiere Pro has, where you can click and drag and change sequence settings. I'll press OK. All right. So what I'm going to do is go to my project, and let's import that video. Many ways. Command I, file import, or double click the project bin. This pops up. Because I'm in that folder, it knows that's the initial spot it will start from. So there's the file that I've copied. So that's your video footage. And we're assuming, if you want, you can bring multiple footage in and figure out which one was the best one. Okay. Let's assume that this is your best one. Now, the audio might not play really well on this tutorial because it's going to go through my speakers. So just bear with me for a second. Jack up the sound. And we'll connect. Really blast it. So, because audio is pretty much an importance here. So I'm just going to play it through in my source.
Want some fries with that?
No, I'm good.
All right. So there's two ways of editing, guys. Me personally, I would scrub through, find the point after the word action.
Want some fries?
Okay, so maybe I want to start right here, so I'll do an endpoint.
Want some fries with that?
No, I'm good.
Wow. I'm going to press O for out and drag it in. Now, I could do this. This probably is a more smart way of editing. Some people like to edit this way, where they just drag the whole footage in. So let's imagine this was here. And some people like editing here, and you could do that, but me personally, I like the in and out. It's a way more efficient way. But if you want to, scrub through, find your cut. Two ways of doing this. Premiere is pretty intuitive. You can actually click and drag. Just using your selection mouse, you move the edge, you can drag that point, and then drag it back. It's up to you. Another way of doing it is using your razor blade tool. I like clicking C for cut. With your timeline cursor line being right there, you click, it'll cut right there, press V to select, and delete that section. I don't know, but efficiency, I just think in and out, drag it in is probably the easiest way of editing. There's some other cool tools right here. If you're trying to bring in other stuff, it's more advanced video editing, and for what we're doing, you don't need to know those tools. But essentially, razor and selection, and it's intuitive. Some of the tools will pop up as you hover around the edge, the top, the bottom. Okay. So,
Want some fries with that?
all right, so you hear that wind cut. Probably the boom operator has to shift around, and that's common. That's common. So what we're going to do is animate the audio, find that sound. I'm going to actually stretch. If you move your cursor right there, you can really elaborate the waveform. The waveform is the sound waves. Okay. Notice how the sound's only on one channel, because is it stereo or mono? It's mono. Yeah, it's only one channel because you used a mic, right? So we can afterwards tell this to be stereo sound, and it'll just duplicate the sound. Okay. Now,
Fries with that?
so that wave right here looks like the cut that we want to eliminate. So a few options here. We could bring, and this is just for the audio. So what I'm going to do here is right click and unlink. Click on somewhere on the screen elsewhere than the objects. Okay. What I've done here is I can click the video separate from the audio. Before, when you clicked on it, you click both. Okay. So what we can do here is now focus on the audio, and there's a few ways to do this. We could just do an animation where we just drop down the audio, or we could put a cut, select, get that isolated area, and say right click let's go to audio gain and just reduce the audio level by clicking and dragging to a lower decibel level, and you should see the wave kind of shrinks, and we play it back.
No.
Now it's a little bit too harsh. Maybe it was too much of a gain, so maybe we'll just shrink it a little bit less. Okay. And just click on it and just shrink it. Okay. Or, you could do another option is you right click on it and you say edit in Adobe Audition. Now this is going to open up. This is a proper way of doing it, by the way. Now, and in some cases you can get away with it with just doing it in Premiere, and you can animate as well. Like there's an option you can just shrink down the volume, bring it back up, right? Or you get the clip and you get rid of that noise in Audition. Okay. Skip. Why do you need those fonts? Excuse me. All right, so I've had that isolated sound on Premiere, and what you can do here is with some filters, noise reduction. You can get rid of the hiss or the sound. You had to play with these, and of course it's not going to work. Alright, I'm going to pause this video because something's wrong with my Audition. It's not playing back. And brutal video.